Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Man, I hope you guys had near as a spectacular of a weekend as I did. The weather's just been great here. I'm like starting to get a little bit of sun on myself. Been able to get down to the park or either out in my backyard for vitamin D a fair amount over the past few weeks, enough to feel like I'm storing up some real vitamin D again. But anyhow, today I want to talk to you about how to avoid binging on a raw food diet. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you go down and hit that red subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and come back and check out some more of my content. Now, this is how to avoid binging on a raw food diet, but the same principles, and I'm hoping people that are not necessarily on a raw food diet will see this, because the principle is the same, whether you're eating raw, whether you're eating just whole food, plant-based, or what. I will tell you, and I thought maybe it's a timely thing because all I keep seeing on social media is jokes about how much weight people are going to gain, jokes about how much people are eating, jokes about how people are binging and basically eating non-stop. Personally, I don't get it. I'm eating pretty much exactly, pretty much exactly the same as always, although I'm not getting any mangoes these days. It'll be nice to get back down to the Asian markets and get some mango. I'm pretty much, fruit-wise, it's pretty much bananas right now, but that's all right. That's all right. I have my ice cream every day, but it's a very simple concept, and people don't like simple concepts all the time. I hope somebody didn't come in here thinking, oh, he's going to write down a program or some sort of a specific thing we can do where we won't binge again. It's very simple. It's very simple, and it worked for me from the day I went on that started doing this lifestyle almost 8 years ago. Clean out your house, clean out your kitchen, clean up your environment to the best you can. Now, if you're like somebody like me, like if you live by yourself, get all the garbage out of the house. Get it all out. Get it all out. And don't waste. Sometimes I'll say that. I don't know. Give it away, eat it, and then start, or do whatever. Well, what do I do with the food in my house? I don't know. Do something with it. Start in the future. This is just the concept of it. But clean out your kitchen. Get the garbage out of your kitchen. That's the first place to start. Because, you know, if it's sitting around the house, it's easy. It's easy for you to get it. If you're going to eat, you may binge anyway, or you may eat certain things, or you may not do the right thing, but I think it will help if you make it just as hard as possible to binge or to eat that bad stuff. Now, what I used to do when I was in Costa Rica and I first went on this lifestyle, I was living in San Jose, in the city. I didn't live in the city that much during my time in Costa Rica, but I was living in the city. So when I first started doing this lifestyle, I did what I just said. I got rid of the stuff that I wasn't going to eat anymore, that didn't serve me anymore. And I bought the things that I was going to eat. I didn't buy anything else. I bought what I thought I needed to eat and nothing else. And I brought that back to the house. And, you know, at the time, it was quite frequently, I would snack in the evening, eat after dinner, have the munchies, whatever, and it just wasn't there. Now, it may not be as hard for you, and it wouldn't be as hard for me here if I was doing that right now, but where I was in San Jose, I was in downtown San Jose in a little neighborhood, not right center of downtown, but I was in a nice little neighborhood, kind of adjacent to the city. So if I was sitting around at 7:30 at night watching TV and I wanted something like, oh man, I'm really hungry, I want this, or I want this sweet snack, or I want some chips, or I want this or that, it was an ordeal. I either had to get dressed, get out of the house, walk through they weren't real sketchy areas, but still, it's going out at night. I have to have my guard up at night, or I have to call a taxi, pay money, and get to the store to get my stuff. So, me being the lazy person that I am still, that worked wonders for me. That worked wonders because, excuse me, that's not the COVID. The few times, especially in the beginning, that I would say get hungry at night, or actually it wasn't even just specific hungry, but I'd have some sort of a craving like, ooh, I want that sweet something or whatever I have. I'd be like, it's not here. I'm not going out at night for it. And if I did anything, there was only good food around the house to eat, so I had no choice. If I was going to put something in my mouth, it was going to be something healthy. And what I would find out a lot of the time is you're just kind of bored, because if I had let's say, back at the time I liked to eat some chips when I was watching TV at night. I just, you know, if I didn't, a lot of times if I had a craving for chips, yeah, I had something good and healthy in the kitchen, but it just wasn't the same. So I just said, okay, I'm not going to do it. And what I found was wasn't hungry. It was just a habit, or I was bored, or, you know, just doing it just to eat. Another thing you can do, okay, maybe let's say if I had done that living here, or where many of you, or the situation you might be living in, because a lot of people have a car. A lot of people, all it takes is, well, hell, I'll just jump in my car, boom, go to the store, get it, and come home. All right, here's what I'll challenge you to do. If it's that difficult, clean your house out. Don't have stuff around the house. If you start having a craving or something in the evening, try to substitute something good for it. And we'll talk about substituting in just a little bit, but try to substitute something good for it. If that feeling just completely overtakes you and you're going to go to the store anyway, do this. When you go to the store, don't buy that monster bag of Doritos or whatever it is you eat. Don't buy that huge bag of cookies, Oreos, whatever it is you eat. Buy a single portion. Buy the small single bag of chips. Buy the small single package of Oreos. Get those, get in your car, go home, blah, 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 settle back in, put Netflix on, do whatever, and eat your single serving. Some people say, well, that's not healthy. Well, it's better than the alternative. I would say the best is just to, you know, not do it. But if you're gonna do it, mitigate the damage. In other words, don't have that big bag of chips. In other words, bring that bag home, eat that small bag, and you know you're making yourself work for it. If you're going to eat more chips, you got to go out and get them again. And even if you were to do this, let's say you just crazy. Let's say you sitting around hungry, you got up, you got dressed, you went out, you got a small bag of chips or a small thing of cookies, you came home and ate them, and then you're just like still freaking out. Go back to the store and do the same thing, but only get a small package. Because I think if you even got that far, after you did that a few times, I think you'd see the absurdity of it. Now, I'm not good at suggesting substitutions or specific substitutions, because like I said, I just don't deal with that. But if your thing is chips, and you're new to this lifestyle, or you're just trying, or maybe you're not doing this lifestyle and you're just trying to eat better, try to find some healthier chips, try to find some healthier cookies. But the real trick is to just eating real fresh whole food. Now, if it's a sweet tooth, I got you all day long. I'm the Nice Cream King on Instagram. I think I've had, what are we today? Today is May the 2nd or 3rd that I'm shooting this. I lose track of days. I think it's the 3rd. And I have had ice cream. That's just the nice way of saying vegan ice cream. Every day this year, except for like 3 days. We're into the 5th month of the year, and I've had it every day except like 3 days. I think I'll get tired of it one day, but I don't. That's got your sweet tooth right there. There's so many possibilities. You can make plain banana ice cream. You can make chocolate banana ice cream. You can make chocolate chip banana ice cream. I make it and put a little dollop of almond butter in there sometime. You can take some dates and water and powdered cacao and make yourself like a chocolate syrup. You can make sundaes. So banana ice cream, just if you've got that sweet craving in the evening, just kill it with that banana ice cream. If you've got the salty or the chips, I don't know. I honestly, the funny thing is I never had a big sweet tooth. I love chips. I wasn't bad on them, but I liked salty. I liked chips. But, you know, if you're still there where you buy maybe snacks from the store, get yourself some kale chips. Next step would be, if you've got a dehydrator, make yourself some kale chips. I used to make kale chips a lot when I first got a dehydrator. I haven't made them in ages. I don't know. I have so much kale other ways in my smoothies and what have you. But kale chips are a good thing. You can make zucchini chips. You can make all kind of little chips in there. But work on things, make things that work, that substitute for you. But the basic thing is just keeping it out of sight, out of mind, the best you can. Most everything is not the particular food you're eating or this or that. There's a lot of little psychological tricks you can play with yourself to kind of keep yourself on your path. But you know, I hate that everybody, and you know there's some of these little greedy bastards out there that are just ready for you to get out of pandemic. They're even setting it up, like talking about how everybody's gaining all the weight or whatever. Oh, and a lot of them are even telling you for your emotional health, oh, don't worry about it. Eat everything you want to, so they can sell you a diet book later on, or they can make content on how to take off that 25 pounds you put on during the pandemic. But I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I mean, I'm doing great myself. I was built for this thing. The only thing that's changed in my life that I can say a lot is I don't go to the store. I'm shopping once a week. And I may stick with that even after all this is over. It's a lot more efficient for me. I make up my shopping list. I buy my stuff. I go once a week. Boom, that's it. I'm still able to get out to the park down here, but the only thing that's even different about that, I go down to the park. I make a game out of it, and I'm not this crazy. I don't think, you know, people are contagious from so that far away. But when I'm at the park, I don't even walk by people. I don't even get 6 feet away from people on the path. Like if I'm walking down the walking path and somebody's coming towards me, zoop, I cut across the grass, or I take another walking path. I don't come close to anybody, but pretty much it's, you know, except for, like I say, like mangoes and a few small things, I'm eating exactly like I do. I have nice cream every day. I just got finished with my big green smoothie of the day. It's all about getting those greens. It's all about getting those greens. The fruit is good, but you gotta get those greens. And that's why so many people fail on this lifestyle, is they don't get those greens. And then and even on it doesn't have to be raw. Even like whole food plant-based people, vegans, a lot of the times when they go to their carnivore diets or whatever, it's all because they were trying to do this nonsense of, oh, I'm only eating fruit, or I'm only eating this, and they didn't have the greens in there. You got to get those greens. But that's just me on my soapbox about the greens. But anyway, don't sit around that house and binge that food, folks. You don't have to do it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If y'all like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in a few days. Peace.